All of this once filled me with shame and crushing humiliation, yet I refused to age in silence. I was simply biding my time until the moment was right to call them out, name by name. This is not the proclamation of a queen. It is the raw scream of a shattered spirit. At 62, Demi Moore, once Hollywood's ultimate fantasy, finally exposes the 5 men she despises most. This is the downfall of a woman who once ruled the summit. The fearless soldier in G.I. Jane, the seductive temptress in Indecent Proposal, the first actress ever paid $12 million for one film. But beneath that blinding fame hid a devastating tragedy. How could a woman bold enough to shave her head for her craft, brave enough to love a man 15 years younger in front of the world, crumble to the ground just for being labeled a has-been from a bygone era? Who whispered that she had a perfect body but an empty soul? Who swore, "I'll never leave you," yet vanished the instant she overdosed and collapsed? All of it once drowned her in shame. Now those wounds have turned to hatred, and Demi Moore is ready to face them head-on. This is not a memoir. This is a tear-drenched unmasking of her betrayers. The story begins now, and the final knife in the goddess's back will leave you speechless. Number 1. Bruce Willis. Love traded for fame. He once called her his goddess, convinced her to trade the spotlight of a rising star for the role of devoted wife. In the end, he sold her heart and soul under the shiny lie of family bliss. The first traitor, the action hero the world adores, except her, Bruce Willis. Their 1987 meeting at the stakeout premiere detonated like a Hollywood bomb. Fresh from the messy wreckage of her engagement to Emilio Estevez, Demi was raw, aching for real love, for an anchor. She fell hard into the arms of Bruce, the wild magnetic star exploding onto screens in Die Hard. Passion blazed, marriage came lightning fast, just 4 months of dating, and the world got its fairy tale, the untamed cowboy and his sensual muse. To the public, they were flawless, power couple goals, raising daughters on an Idaho ranch while dominating the industry. Bruce, the invincible hero, Demi, the sultry dramatic force. America envied their perfect life. But Bruce never wanted a real marriage. He wanted a home base and a trophy named Demi Moore. Fame was his drug, ambition bigger than any promise. He needed a stunning, gifted wife willing to dim her own light. He swore family came first, another gilded lie. In his head, she was the rock that let him chase glory without restraint. For Demi, those 13 years were a silent, invisible war. Bruce's hunger for the spotlight swallowed everything. As he became the main breadwinner, he demanded center stage while she was forced into the shadows, playing the quiet, supportive wife. She turned down career-defining roles, Sleepless in Seattle, even Indecent Proposal at first, to keep the home fires burning and raise Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. Her sacrifices earned zero gratitude. Instead, she endured endless lonely nights, months of absence, tabloid rumors of wild parties, and side women she was never part of. Bruce openly admitted his career would always come first. Distance became his weapon, physical miles turning into emotional oceans, while he kept the family man image intact. She once bragged, "I loved Bruce before the world did." The second the world fell for him, she vanished into Mrs. Willis, erased by his giant shadow. Her identity as an artist disappeared. She became decoration on his victory shelf. The cruelest mirror came in 1991's Mortal Thoughts. On screen, she's questioned about murdering her husband, played by Bruce. Off screen, she swallowed real tears. Every tense stare, every flicker of fear in her eyes opposite him was 100% real. The terror of realizing her marriage was pure performance. She had traded her dreams for a fantasy of forever. The 2000 divorce was sold as friendly, the gold standard of conscious uncoupling. They smiled for cameras, co-parented like pros, protected the brand. Nobody saw the cost. Months after signing, Demi was hospitalized for emotional collapse, haunted by one question looping in her mind. For 13 years, who was I actually married to? A partner or a monster? When Bruce paraded his new girlfriend weeks later, the illusion shattered for good. The man the planet worshipped had never truly been hers. 13 years were just another trophy. She broke, not just from divorce, but from realizing every sacrifice was wasted. In 2022, when Bruce's aphasia and dementia broke hearts worldwide, Demi stayed publicly gracious. Privately, she wrote one razor-sharp line. "I don't hate him for leaving. I hate him for making me believe my love and sacrifice would ever be enough." With Bruce Willis, Demi lost more than a husband. She lost faith in love itself and a huge piece of her soul. The first betrayal wrote the script for every wound that followed. Number 2. Ashton Kutcher, the killing stroke to her dignity. If Bruce destroyed her belief in marriage, Ashton stripped her bare and almost ended her life. The second traitor, the boy she raised up, who repaid her with ice-cold betrayal. When Demi went public with Ashton Kutcher, 15 years younger, ridiculously handsome, Hollywood lost its mind. Tabloids screamed cougar, desperate, midlife crisis. She insisted it was true love, a defiant middle finger to ageism. She poured her fame, money, and influence into turning a prank show heartthrob into a serious actor. Red carpet smiles hid a growing nightmare. The age gap became a constant, invisible chokehold, feeding nonstop insecurity. Am I still hot enough for a 27-year-old? The fear drove her to starvation diets, brutal workouts, and agonizing plastic surgery. Anything to freeze time. She was trying to outrun the one enemy no one beats: aging. Then 2011 detonated. On their 6th wedding anniversary, Ashton spent the night with a 22-year-old. The betrayal wasn't just physical, it crushed her spirit. She withered away. 4 months later, she overdosed and was rushed to the hospital, body and soul screaming for help. The deepest cut came from a text she found on his phone, written with casual cruelty. "You used to be younger. You make me feel old." Those words confirmed every terror, every surgery, every skipped meal, every judgmental headline she'd endured. Meaningless. He didn't see devotion. He saw a walking reminder that he, too, was getting older. That single sentence murdered her last shred of dignity. The divorce was quiet, but the silence buried her pride, while the internet branded her a pathetic older woman. Ashton bounced back fast, married Mila Kunis, had kids, became America's redeemed family man. The contrast was the final twist of the knife. In her book, she wrote, "I don't hate the cheating. I hate that I changed my entire life for one person only to be discarded like I was never enough." With Ashton, Demi didn't just lose a relationship. She lost her self-worth, her body confidence, and nearly her life. She survived. At 62, those 2 marital disasters fuel her fire for justice. Number 3. Patrick Swayze, soulmate on screen, ghost off screen. The man whose hands molded clay with hers in the most romantic scene ever filmed, yet treated her like a stranger the moment "cut" was called. 1990's Ghost wasn't just a blockbuster, it was a cultural monument. That pottery scene to Unchained Melody is forever burned into cinema history. The world swore their chemistry was real, that they must be best friends off camera. Only Demi knew the heartbreaking truth. They barely spoke. Every spark was pure acting. Even before release, Patrick made it clear. He refused joint press tours, told producers straight up, "I don't work well with her. She's too emotional." That quote spread like poison, slapping the difficult diva label on her forever. After the film exploded, she tried to stay friends. Letters ignored, calls never returned. Then in 1992, he smirked to the press. Great on-screen chemistry. Off-screen, nothing to say. It crushed her. The most vulnerable, beautiful moment of her career was shared with a man who saw her as a prop. When Patrick died in 2009, she sent flowers, no public eulogy. In her journal, she wrote one line: "The most romantic scene of my life was acted opposite a man who never saw me as human." With Patrick Swayze, Demi lost the dream of true artistic connection. Number 4. Tom Cruise, hero on camera, silent executioner behind it. In 1992's A Few Good Men, she fought tooth and nail for her role opposite Cruise and Nicholson. On set, he was ice, zero warmth, no eye contact outside takes, no shared meals. An invisible wall of judgment. When the film wrapped, total radio silence. Then in 1994, he gave an interview. "Some actresses try too hard to prove they're tough. Real strength is quiet control." She knew it was about her. When Oscar season came and she was snubbed, a reporter asked Tom about it. He smiled thinly. "I'm not sure how big her contribution really was." One sentence erased months of blood and sweat. She wrote later, "Jack yelled in character, but Tom's eyes were the real courtroom, and I was always guilty." With Tom Cruise, Demi wasn't denied a paycheck. She was denied equality and respect as an artist. Number 5. Rob Lowe, the man who turned her into a sex object for life. Euro. 1986's About Last Night launched her as the it girl of the Brat Pack, but for Rob Lowe, those steamy scenes were bragging rights. While she poured her soul into proving she was more than a pretty face, he partied in the makeup trailer and treated intimacy like sport. 2 years later, when his infamous sex tape scandal threatened his career, he went on a PR redemption tour and casually referenced their love scenes as proof he was still a ladies' man. Suddenly, her name was splashed across sleazy headlines again. On national TV, he grinned. "Demi always put me in a great mood on set." Translation: she was the hot co-star who made him look virile. Her talent erased, reduced to a punchline for male fantasy. He recovered. She spent the next decade clawing her way out of the party girl box. With Rob Lowe, Demi didn't lose a movie. She lost the right to be taken seriously for years. 5 Men, 5 Slow Knives. Bruce stole her faith in love. Ashton murdered her dignity. Patrick denied her friendship. Tom refused her equality. Rob turned her into an object. After every betrayal, she lost another piece of herself. The 2012 overdose wasn't just drugs. It was the final collapse after Ashton discarded her, the end of a road built on rejection and loneliness. She had tried to be everything: perfect wife, youthful lover, easy co-star, controlled professional, fantasy girl. When every mask fell, she no longer knew who was left. Recovery wasn't glamorous. It was dark, brutal, private work, learning to look in the mirror and love the woman staring back, wrinkles and all. Her daughters, quiet time, and brutal honesty rebuilt her. Today at 62, Demi Moore is no longer the bombshell Hollywood wanted. She is something far more powerful, a woman at peace. No more starvation, no more scalpels, no more chasing approval. Her beauty now is the beauty of a survivor, lines that map every battle won. She didn't beat her enemies. She simply stopped letting them live rent-free in her soul. This list at 62 is not revenge, it's liberation. It's proof that after all the lies, fake hugs, and silent dismissals, she is still standing, and she remembers everything. This is how she finally forgives herself for loving too hard, for giving too much. This is her reminder that kindness is often punished, and professionalism can hide cruelty. If you ever loved Demi in Ghost, in G.I. Jane, in anything, don't look away now. Fame fades, Lights dim, but pain deserves to be seen. Remember the 5 names that helped break one of Hollywood's brightest stars. The greatest power is no longer silence. If you want more videos, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.